Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of some ages, not all ages, because you gotta be 13 years of old to use YouTube. What am I talking about? Terrible intro, doesn't matter. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Conman167, and we're gonna be watching SummerSlam 2002 here today. It's nice to see you guys. I missed you over the last little bit. Sorry that there was no review last night. Internet sucks sometimes, but it is what it is. But let's just jump right into this thing because it is time for your Conman Certified roll call. So who do we got in here today? We got Christian Oatsy. How you doing, my friend? We got Gavin Mangus up in here. TCS Gaming. How you doing, buddy? We got Cubs fan 16. Dylan Fury is in here. We have Trenton Pinkard. Welcome to the stream, buddy. We have Ben Espinoza up in here. Richard Finch, nice to see you. Instant Classic is in here. We have Roger Dodger. Shadow King is in here. Jack LeBombard, welcome to the stream. Charlie Owens is up in here. We have Jeremy Fowler. Nice to see you, my friend. Samuel Vlogs is in here. We have Ethan Stanley. Nice to see you, my friend. Who else do we have in here? We have Mr. LH in here today. We have Melina Brosnan. We have Melina Brosnan up in here. Nice to see you. Who else do we got? We got ourselves, I think I said Gavin Mangus up in here. Trey Lucado, nice to see you, my friend. We have Ethan Theory, welcome to the stream. And Melissa Cabello. All right. So today we are watching SummerSlam 2002. If you guys have not loaded it up on your Peacock Network or WWE Network, now is the time to do so. There will be a clock, as you can see over there on the far side of the screen, that will count us up and it will show you exactly where we are in the pay-per-view. So if you wish to tune out at some point and you want to tune back in at a later time, you can sync right back into the live stream. Also, if you end up watching this thing at a later time, you can sync up at any point. You can skip along and you can move along wherever you would like to, if you have certain matches that you would like to watch or whatever the case may be. But here we go, my friends. It is now time to get going with a little bit of SummerSlam 2002. On the card today, we have Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho versus Ric Flair, Eddie Guerrero versus Edge, Christian and Lance Storm versus Booker T and Goldust for the tag team titles. Chris Benoit versus Rob Van Dam for the Intercontinental title. Undertaker versus Test. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels in an unsanctioned match. The Rock versus Brock Lesnar for the undisputed World Heavyweight title. Here we go, everyone. Let's jump into this thing. We are going to click play together in 3, 2, 1, go, boom. Boom. I am synced up on my end, and you guys should be synced up on your end. All right, there we go. And also, I've been getting dinged with a lot of copyright stuff from WWE Network, so the audio will be turned down pretty much most of the way here today. I think you guys could probably understand that because I'm tired of getting copyrighted by WWE Network stuff. Maybe it has to be even a little lower there. Yeah. Roger Dodger says, my Peacock is down again. Is it really? Damn. Damn, Peacock has been struggling a little bit, hasn't it? I've seen some stuff about the Peacock Network just not working at all during that pay-per-view. That must have been brutal. What did I think of Slammiversary? The Guy 123. How you doing, Guy? What did I think of Slammiversary? I didn't get a chance to watch it all. I seen some highlights from it. It looked fine. You know, it looked fine. Impact Wrestling has some momentum, so good for them. I'm excited to see what Switchblade does. I think he's a pretty cool character. But here's Kurt Angle. He sucks. So we're going to say, you suck. You suck. Ethan Theory says, my Peacock is on the same speed as you, Conman. Well, that's kind of the attempted goal right here. You have the chance to sync up your Peacock Network or your WWE Network and watch along with us here today. What did I think of Fyter Fest? Really solid show. Really solid show. Who that jumping up the sky? It's Rey Mysterio! Oh, race behind Angle. Holy cow. All right, this is cool. So, guys, I've never seen this pay-per-view before. SummerSlam 2002. This is the very first time I'm watching it, so this should be pretty damn entertaining. Rey Mysterio versus Kurt Angle to start off the show. Man, what a time 2002 was. I'm doing pretty good here today, Dylan Fury. And also, I guess I should probably start off the show by saying I want to apologize to some of you guys. I don't want to apologize for having an opinion when it comes to wrestling, but I do want to apologize that I let the assholes get to me last night. The last half hour, I was really struggling. Whatever was going on up here, I was just letting it come through my mouth, and I was so tired of seeing the same old comments over and over and over and over and over again. I was so tired of not able to have an opinion. You know, I grew very tired of the live chat last night for the final half hour. So I do want to apologize that I didn't really handle it all that well. I could have done a better job of it. I'm going to chalk this up as a learning experience. It was a reminder of just how hectic the live chat can be when there's over 800 people in there consistently. When we were crossing 1,000, when we hit 1,300 viewers last night, you know, it was a lot more people coming in than I am used to, and I'm happy. I'm so happy that the channel is growing that way. But what that means is I'm going to have to be better at dealing with toxicity. I'm going to have to be better at not leaning into things, and I'm going to have to be better at ignoring things. So it's going to be a learning process for me again. Just was so tired of it last night, and I let it bleed through myself, and I let it affect my content. You know, I literally didn't do a review as a result from it. So I do kind of want to pay... I do want to kind of say I'm sorry as a result, because I let some of you guys down who were supporting me last night. I didn't deliver on the review, and I didn't deliver for the final half hour of the show. I was not my energetic self, so I will do better moving forward, okay? And I know lots of you guys are going to be completely understanding of where I'm coming from with that, and you're going to say, don't worry all in that, but it's just something I need to be better with. Oh, Rey Mysterio rolls up Angle and a kick out there by Kurt. And Daddy Kurt with a hard clothesline knocks down Ray. Thank you very much there, Dylan. Yeah, 129,000 subscribers. We're actually, we're like 600, less than 600 away from 130. Is this your first time seeing the full HBK Triple H match? In my opinion, it's top 5 all-time WWE's greatest matches ever. I believe so. I will let you know when we get to the actual match if I've seen it before or not. But I believe I have never seen any of the matches from this card here today. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched SummerSlam 2002. Man, Kurt Angle just wrenching on the back of the neck of Rey Mysterio. So everyone, we now have a poll that we are going to get up here for all of you. And this poll is going to be asking you what we're going to watch next week. So we did a poll, and we kind of did it in order where we were like, okay, well, we're going to watch 2002, then 2016, then yada, 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 yada. I'm just going to do the poll again, and you guys have an opportunity to vote what are we going to watch next week. So we are going to take 2002 off the list, and it's going to be between 2012, 1992, 1988, 1998, 2014, and 2016, okay, guys? So let's get this poll up here asking you, what should we watch next week? What SummerSlam should we watch next week? That's what I meant to say. SummerSlam. What SummerSlam should we watch next week? Angle into the cover, count of 2, and a kick out by Rey Mysterio. All right, so 1988. 1992. Let's go 1998. We have 2002, so then we'll jump all the way to 2012. Let's go 2014. And then we'll do 2016. Cool, guys. There we go. So now you can get your votes in for what should we watch next week? What SummerSlam should we watch next week? It's completely up to you guys. No, actually, Steve Taylor, I can still very much see what the results were. It's just I feel like this is going to be a little bit more fun, being able to give you guys the opportunity to kind of knock one off the list each week. You know what I mean? It just gives you guys more interactivity. That's all it is. I'm just looking for ways to fill out interactivity, get some more live chat going, all that stuff. I can still see it, though. If a video gets blocked, I can still see it on my end. But yeah, let me know, everyone. Do either vote 1988, vote 1992, vote 1998, vote 2012, vote 2014, 2016. Up to you. As Rey Mysterio drives his forearm right into the face of Daddy Kurt. And Kurt Angle now gonna get knocked hard. Not so hard that he's gonna forget. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind. Into the cover. Kurt Angle goes down, right hand, misses that one. He punched the ground. Now, oh my God, overhead belly to belly throw. And I think Angle is ready to put him away. I think he's looking for an Angle slam. Here he goes. Angle slam time. Rey Mysterio, what a deep arm drag. Nice reversal. Angle sent over the top rope. Wow, he hit hard. He hit real hard. Christian, I'm so glad that you've been here for the last 6 months, man. So glad that you've been able to join us. You've been a very nice presence here in this live chat. Oh, man. Tonight, I'm also going to be live with NXT, so don't you guys forget that. We'll be live tonight still. King of Fate says, hey, Con, remember when you ETL'd? You know you liked it. I did not. I did not like it. I always look so funny when I take a drink out of my water bottle. It's such a big water bottle that I always just look so damn funny taking a drink out of it. Melina wants me to wear an FTL shirt tonight. Melina, I'm closer to burning. Oh, wait, FTL. Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. Oh, okay, all right, let's wear an FTL shirt. Not an ETL. I thought you said ETL for whatever reason. I was about to say I'm closer to burning the ETL shirt than wearing it. Dylan Fury says, did you burn the ETL shirt? You know what? Might have to someday. I was really close. Really close to doing it. Oh! Down into the ankle lock. But Rey Mysterio with a drop kick right to the face of Kurt Angle. And now, Rey Mysterio! 619 there to Daddy Kurt. And looks like Kurt's about to get rocked. Rey Mysterio off the ropes! Oh, what a hurricanrana to the cover! 2! Rey! No! He doesn't beat Angle. Oh, wow. That was close. That close. What do I think of John Cena fighting Karrion Kross? If that were to happen, I'm sure it would be fun. Trenton Pinkard says, I think this is the only time Brock Lesnar and The Rock ever faced off in a match in WWE. Is this the... Now I gotta remember WWE history. Was it Rock versus Brock where both of them were leaving after the event, and so the fans booed them out of the arena? Is that this match? Or am I thinking of a different match? Kurt Angle's got the ankle lock. No, not that one. So what's that match? Oh, that's Brock Goldberg. Oh, right, that's Brock Goldberg. Oh, Rey Mysterio taps out. It's over. That's Brock Goldberg. Okay, thanks, guys. My bad. In 2004. Okay. Cool. Listen to the crowd, though. How hated was Angle? The "you suck" chants. Oh, I'm really happy for Nikki Ash as well. Really happy for Nikki Ash. What do I think is next for Cross? Something with Jeff Hardy. They're going to drag this Jeff Hardy thing out for a little bit. And would you guys even be remotely surprised if Jeff Hardy gets an NXT championship shot against Karrion Kross? Like, do you think that's where they're going to lead to it? I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. I also like them chanting, "You're bald" to Kurt. I don't think I knew that happened. That's funny. Is my Money in the Bank stream still blocked? It fucking is. Excuse my language. It freaking is. That's BS, man. God, all for sweet knees. Like, can it... It's still checking. What the hell are you doing in my office? I can't do anything about it. Unavailable while video is processing. That's BS. I'm going to have to get in contact with actual YouTube. That's actual BS. It's still checking. Wow, man. 60,000 views, and it got blocked because of a freaking Sweet Knees song that got picked up. And it never gets blocked when Sweet Knees gets picked up. We have Bailey Reichard over here. Thank you so much, Bailey, for your $5 donation. How you doing today, my friend? He says The Rock was leaving after this pay-per-view. He left for Hollywood around this time. So Rock was leaving, but the match that I was talking about was Rock versus Brock. Or no, Rock versus Goldberg. No, Brock versus Goldberg. There it is. Conman's wrestling knowledge is not that great before 2008, I would say. Prior 2008, I struggle when it comes to wrestling knowledge, and that's the reason why we were watching these throwback live streams, right? Time for Y2J, Chris Jericho! Never thought of this before. One sec.
The Rock was leaving after this PPV. He left for Hollywood around this time.
Question. Did Chris Jericho ever draw inspiration from Raven? When did their careers both start? Let's take a look here, because Chris Jericho does his hands out to the side thing. And that's kind of like the Raven's pose, isn't it? A little bit. Did he take inspiration from Raven? Chris Jericho... Raven. No, I don't see any connections between them. Okay, interesting. So, Chris Jericho... loved Raven. So this is an article from the Sportster, so take it with a grain of salt. But it says, loved Raven. The WCW run of Raven featured a few great matches and successful promos, but the company didn't see him as a top star. Raven bonded with some of the other frustrated wrestlers looking to make their name despite the tough scenario. Chris Jericho and Raven became close friends thanks to mutual love of pop culture. The two would often partake in a few beverages after Nitro and discuss life. Jericho tried to help Raven out by giving him a weekly podcast on the Jericho Network, but it didn't take off. Well, there you go. All right. So they were friends, I guess. Semi-friends. I don't think that has anything to do with the pose of Chris Jericho, though, now that I'm looking into it. Who was the guy that won the draw? Global Cameron. So Global Cameron will be entered into the CMU eventually. We've got a long line now. We got Mr. LH at the top, Anthony Daniels 2nd, Ross Blocks 3rd, Dylan Fury 4th, C Wrestling 5th, and Global Cameron 6th. So Chris Jericho versus Ric Flair. Here we go. Woo! Let's get some claps in a Ric Flair over here, everybody. Get your 2 claps in a Ric Flair. Woo! For our Lord and Savior, Mr. Ric Flair. I mean, that's got to be so offensive to some people, and I don't mean it to be offensive or anything like that. It's just a joke that I'm messing around with. But, like, our Lord and Savior, Ric Flair, I've probably offended some people. Oh, shoot. No, I did not. Sorry, guys. Just forgot that I hadn't booked a table for mine and Becca's date tomorrow night. Needed to book that table. All right, did you miss anything so far? Oh yeah, you missed just the biggest moment in all of professional wrestling history, all right? The biggest moment in all of pro wrestling history. You know what it was that you missed? ETL can suck an egg. That's right. That's what you missed. Where am I taking her? To some sort of Mexican restaurant. We're going to a Mexican restaurant that we've never been to before. They have a patio, so we're going to sit outside tomorrow night. I'm going away for 4 days this weekend, right? So I'm going to be gone all of Friday, all of Saturday, all of Sunday, and I'm coming back home Monday, but I'm leaving also Thursday night after the CMU. And so I'm like, I gotta do something. Like, you know, it's not very fair of me to just gotta take off. I need to do something, you know, I gotta show her that I care about her. And so I'm gonna take her out on a nice date on Wednesday night. Oh, big clothesline right there. Yeah, I'm going to have some fajitas. Oh, Jericho back towards Ric Flair and slams him right off the barricade. Yeah, I'm sure if you guys have been following the channel for a long time, you remember how every single year me and my buddies go up to my cottage and we just have a great time. I've made a video on it like probably 3 or 4 times, and we do like I used to do a compilation like all the fun stuff that we did up there, but now, you know, we just go up there and enjoy it. But yeah, it's the same group of people. We're heading up there. Can't wait to get up there on Thursday night. It's going to be a really, really solid time. Con said, I am and Peyton is the sergeant. All right, there you go. Where are we going for the date? I can't say the actual restaurant because then it gives a little too much information as to where I'm located in this world. But we're going to a Mexican restaurant, and it's going to be really nice. Oh, right hand from Chris Jericho. And Jericho gloating. Another right hand from Chris Jericho. Oh, man. Why did I stop doing the videos of the boys' weekend? Because it just became too much. You know, it was fun for the first 4 years or whatever we were doing it. But then all of a sudden you're like, okay, like, does everybody really just want to be on camera all the time? Do we really want to worry about this and then having to edit something when we come back and all this stuff? Nah, it's just not worth it anymore. We take some photos while we're up there. We have a good time. We enjoy the memories, and we enjoy it while we're there. Oh, ho, ho. Has it been 3 weeks without Minecraft? Has it seriously been that long? Oh, yeah, because I guess my grandmother passed away. And then last week I didn't do it because of the CMU, and then this week I'm gone. Yeah, holy cow. It will be 3 weeks without Minecraft. Sorry about that, everyone. Don't worry, though. We will be back to it. I'm not done with the Minecraft stuff yet. I really enjoy it still. Just, I told you at the start of this summer that I was going to be hit and miss for videos, and this is the result of me being hit and miss. Oh, man. Ric Flair now 3 chops. But there's a punch to the face from Chris Jericho. Oh, Ric Flair again, right back on the chops. And then a right hand there from Jericho. And then down goes Flair again. Samuel Vlog says, I'm bringing an ETL sign to AEW next week so you and 800K can embrace. You know what, guys? If you ever want to do that, ETL or FTL, bring those signs to WWE events, or I guess AEW if you would like to go to AEW and bring those ones right there with you. But bring the sign with you if you're Team FTL or Team ETL. Yeah, take a photo of it and send it to me over on Twitter, okay, buddy? We can bring it up on the live stream at some point. That's so cool, though. When's Minecraft coming back by any chance? Well, what's next Friday? Am I off next Friday? I can't remember what next Friday is. Yeah, Becca's family has rented out a cottage for a week. So I'm going to be... Yeah, I think I'll be fine to do my Friday stream stuff. And then I'll be leaving... I don't know. I got to discuss with her and see what next Friday is going to be like. It is entirely possible that I am gone next Friday as well. I will discuss with her and see what the best course of action is. I think I did say I was going to take it off. And I don't want to double back on her family. So we'll see. Oh, what a chop there by Ric Flair. Now Rick sends Jericho off the ropes. Big back body drop. Down goes Jericho. And Rick starts dancing around the ring, only like Ric Flair can. Ric Flair lifts him up, and Ric Flair drops him down on the side of his body. Flat back in the center of the ring, actually. Count of 2, kick out by Jericho. Who is my favorite wrestler of all time? Of all time? It's difficult, man. I was a giant Chris Jericho fan for a while. I really was. That faded over the last 2 years. So I'd probably say Shawn Michaels or Dolph Ziggler. They're very much neck and neck. Inside cradle, here he goes to Rick. Can't get the victory. Kick out by Jericho. Now there's the hard clothesline, and Jericho puts him deep into the mat. Did I hear about the Blue Jays coming back to Toronto? Christian Ost is asking me. Yes, my friend. Yes, yes, yes. Very excited that the Blue Jays are coming home. I need to get out and actually see a game this year if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Greg John, welcome to the stream, my friend. Lion Salt, no one home for Jericho. Is Jericho the face in this match? I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe? Actually, you know what? No. Hang on. SummerSlam 2002. When did Evolution become a thing? Maybe Jericho is. Yeah, so Evolution was not a thing yet. So this was the downfall of Ric Flair. So this is just a little bit before Evolution. Okay. So this would be downfall of Ric Flair. When he started losing himself. SummerSlam 2002. Let's see what 2002. Yeah, right. Was this also during his WWF co-owner period? It might have been. WWF co-owner period. Co-owner angle ended. Oh, yeah, culminated in early 2002. Okay. So this is just after that. Oh, Ric Flair tapping out, but his hands were on the rope. He grabbed the rope. Oh, the dirtiest player in the game. So that means here... So, Flair's rivalry with Lesnar would continue into the month of July, with Lesnar picking up wins over Flair in singles matches on July 1st episode of Raw and in a tag team contest on the July 15th episode of Raw. So he started losing to Lesnar. Flair then became involved in a short-lived rivalry with Chris Jericho. Oh, and there we go, leading to Ric Flair defeating Chris Jericho at SummerSlam. Jericho taps out to the figure 4 leg lock. Interesting. So, Ric Flair's definitely the babyface in that match. Definitely. Cool. Well, we learned. Don't you guys learning everything while we watch these wrestling throwback streams? It's so nice, a little history lesson, you know? Yeah, Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game. Also, have you guys ever noticed this? I'm pretty sure I noticed this a long time ago. It's not my first time I recognized it, but Charlotte Flair very much has the same style of boots that Ric Flair has. You guys have noticed that one, right? Dylan Fury says, I haven't won a single gamble as a moderator. Well, sucks to suck, don't it? Con, got to go using data right now because I'm going to my dad's house. Have a nice day there, Christian. Have a nice day, buddy. We'll see you later, my friend. And Jericho almost ripping his hair out. He's so upset. Oh, that's Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
It's like when a musician dies and the record labels release the best of Hulk Hogan. Why? Because his career is dead. Dead at the hands of you, Brock Lesnar. Tonight, it's the same thing with The Rock's title reign. Okay? You gotta take this guy out. You gotta murder his title reign. Why? Because he's different. He's the Brahma Bull. He's the people's champ. He's The Rock. You're already inside.
Oh, man.
Inside his head, half the battle is won. Make no mistake about it. This guy's driven. This guy's gonna come at you with everything he's got. He feels like he is almost the challenger. Like he's the underdog. Take advantage of it. Hit him hard, take him out early, and we leave tonight the undisputed heavyweight.
Man, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman together. What a good duo. Like, really good duo. Always have been. Paul Heyman's a genius. As slimy as a man Paul Heyman is, as slimy as an individual that he is, I would love to sit down and pick his brain for like hours. I would love to hear what Paul Heyman has to say about the business. I would love to hear his way of thinking. I would love to get inside his brain. Latino Heat. It's time for Eddie. What the frig? There was a deport Eddie sign? God. There was a deport Eddie sign. Wow. Wow. All right then. You sometimes forget how much WWE is a commentary of the time that we are in. Like, whatever period they are in, it's such a commentary of the time that they are in. And yikes. Yikes if that doesn't say something about 2002. And here comes Edge. Man, Edge went through a few theme song changes, didn't he? Just a few. Wow, Michael Cole, he coined him the future of SmackDown, Edge. That's a huge call from Michael Cole. Cool. Yeah, you see the reaction that Edge had early on. You can see why they made him a megastar. You really can. So Edge versus Eddie Guerrero. SummerSlam. Here we go, everyone. Here we go. Remember, though, if you guys have not done so, please make sure you leave a like on this video. Also, making sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you guys would like to, you can always drop a little super chat donation. Doesn't matter how much or how little. Any bit is appreciated. And also, make sure you get your votes in for which show we should watch next week of SummerSlam. Either 1988, 1992, 1998, 2012, 2014, or 2016. And it really looks like 2016 is running away with it. So, SummerSlam 2016. Which one is that? That was... How long is that event? Holy cow. Hang on. How long is that event? Oh, no. So, 2016... Holy cow, 4 hours. Oh my God. 4 hours. Holy cow. All right, next week, guys, we're going to have to start a little earlier. Wow. All right. All right. Longer than my Raw streams. Yay. No, it'll be fun, though. It'll be fun to watch it with you guys next week. Oh, nice slam right there from Edge. Now into the cover. Count of 2. Kick out. Nah, SummerSlam 2016 will be a fun watch, though. Don't you guys worry. It's the one we watched with Steve. That's correct. That's correct. I'll have to relive those memories. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun that we get to watch it on this channel now. All those years later. That's kind of fun, actually. Edge goes for another spear, but to the outside of the ring he goes. Eddie Guerrero moved out of the way just in the nick of time. But Edge selling his left shoulder. Oh, referee shoved right there into the corner, and Eddie Guerrero staying right on the offense. Gonna try to drag Edge back towards the ringside. He's got the arm behind his shoulder. Oh my God! Edge slammed shoulder first into the steel steps. Trey Lucado asking me, quick question, what was the longest live stream I have ever done? The 15-hour live stream? 15-hour live stream that I did for 6 years on YouTube. Was that what it was? 6 years on YouTube that I did a 15-hour live stream? I can't remember, but that's the longest I've ever done. That was a long day. I must admit, that was a long day because that's back before we really did watch-alongs. Like, sure, we had the WWE watch-alongs on the channel, but it was trying to figure out, like, what were we going to watch for 15 hours together? 5 years. Okay, 5 years on YouTube, not 6 years. Cool. Eddie Guerrero, here he goes. What a DDT! But not to the head. It was actually to the arm, driving his shoulder into the mat, and then a kick out at 2. You had to start recording your reaction at the start of Cena versus Styles because the stream got cut. No. I think the stream got cut right at the very start. Did it not? Like, probably within, like, 20, 15 minutes in. I don't know if maybe Cena versus Styles opened up the pay-per-view. Samuel Vlog says, wow, I've been here for 4 years, so it was before me. It was, man. It was before you. We've been here for a little bit. Man, Eddie Guerrero was just so good. Like, just look how good he was. Just stomping away, targeting on that left shoulder of Edge. It did cut 3 of the hours. You're right there, King of Fate. Man, dude, you've been around for a while, haven't you? Steve Taylor says almost 20 years later, he was just in a world title match. Wow, that's accurate. Yep, very accurate, man. For me, it's been a year since I found your channel, Con. Cool, 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 cool. You've been around for a while there, buddy. Thanks for stopping in so often there, Trey. Am I going to react to Impact Wrestling on Thursday? No, I don't do that anymore, my friend. I keep Wednesday nights and Thursday nights for both date night with Becca / mental health night / take a little break from the internet night. Like, I try to keep Wednesday nights and Thursday nights cleared. That's what I try to do. And yeah, sure, I technically, I could go back to streaming AEW on Wednesdays, but I gotta be honest with you guys, the amount of content we've added in on this channel elsewhere, it's better than just streaming AEW, in my honest opinion. I could, like, look, when you see shows like Fyter Fest, it was a really, really entertaining show, and it makes you want to watch it. When Aleister Black, Malachi Black, debuted in AEW, make me want to do a reaction video. You know, things like that are going to make me want to stream AEW, or going to make me want to watch it, or going to make me want to talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's better for my mental health right now if I have Wednesday, Thursday nights open. And it's better, you know, just because, like, I need some time away from the internet. I'm a person who kind of, I guess, struggles a little bit with the internet. It's not necessarily always my favorite place to be. I don't know whether it's because I'm a self-conscious person or whatever it might be. Things that I got to grow on for sure. But the internet can be a lot for me. And so it's nice just to have that little mental break from time to time, especially when you spend most of your week online, right? And this is not me saying that I do not want to spend time with you guys, because that's far from the case. It's the assholes that come in that ruin it for, you know, the rest of us. If that makes any sense. Oh, big clothesline right there from Edge. Oh, big shot there from Edge into the corner. Eddie Guerrero staying on the offense, though, but Edge just puts him down face first into the mat. This is a solid match. I'm new, like brand new. Found Con like 2 months ago. Yeah, Steve Taylor, you've only been here for like a month, if that. Why would you lie? It's only been a month, man. Don't try to stretch it to 2. Okay, it's been 1 month. Oh. Up and over and down to the outside of the ring goes Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, Ghostface, I think I do. I've never been diagnosed with it. I've never checked in with my doctor or anything like that. It's probably a relatively new thing when it comes to the last 1.5 to 2 years. I've just become more aware of it, I believe. And I've dealt with some panic attacks over the last 1.5 years. I've dealt with some things that are just not necessarily common for me. I didn't think that I grew up dealing with it, but when I look back on me growing up, I absolutely dealt with it. I just didn't know how to deal with it. So yeah, I definitely deal with some sort of form of anxiety or something like that. I don't know how extreme, because everybody obviously deals with anxiety. Don't know how extreme. Uh-oh. Some right hands there to the midsection. And now, Facebuster. Holy cow! Down goes Eddie. And he's going to roll him over into the cover. Count of 2. Kick out by Guerrero. That's a big kick out, man. Oh, my. But I think Edge wants to hit that spear. I think Edge wants to hit the spear. Here it goes. Oh, what a drop kick from Eddie. So good. So good, man. Now Eddie back up to the top looking for the frog splash. No, knees were up from Edge. Thank you, Jordan Williams. How you doing, buddy? You doing well? Con, you are probably the only the third YouTuber I've stuck around, especially for nearly 5 years. You've been around for a long time, Mr. Williams. I so miss Eddie saying, "I lied, Holmes." Execution, reversing that one. Nice back body drop there. Into the Northern Light suplex and a kick out by Edge. Hey, Doug White. How you doing? And I think that's going to set him up now. Sorry, guys. 1 second here. Guerrero looking to fly.
You know what's the best thing ever is when your friends text you, "Hey, what was this?" Like, you know, you've given them the answer in the previous, like, you know, whatever text message, like probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And they ask you the exact same question just a few weeks ago. So you scroll up in your text message because they clearly didn't scroll up in the text message. Oh, Edge wins because they didn't clearly scroll up in the text message, and you copy the exact same message that you sent them 2 weeks ago and you send it again to them, acting like it's a brand new message. Yeah, that's the best. That's the best. Literally copied it. I didn't type out a single word. Copied the message from like a week and a half ago and send it again. Like, seriously, please see above. Just like scroll 5 messages. Oh, man. But Edge beats Eddie Guerrero. And Eddie's mad? Oh, yeah, Eddie's mad. You know what? I could have been even more of a dick. I could have screenshotted it and then sent the screenshot. You know, I could have been more of a dick. At least I copied and pasted. I didn't like send any other words or anything like that. So it wasn't passive aggressive. Passive aggressive would have been screenshotting and sending it. Wow. WWE really used to market themselves as our season never ends. Oh, the Un-Americans. The Un-Americans. Oh, baby.
Your thoughts. Our thoughts? Our thoughts are that we can't wait. We can't wait to expose Booker T and Goldust for the American shams that they are. The only problem is, we have to do it here in Long Island. What do you mean by that?
What we mean by that is we performed in cities all over this country. And this Long Island crowd typifies American audiences. They're lazy, unappreciative, unresponsive, and spoiled.
Hey, Botch Guy. How you doing, man? We got ourselves a Botch Guy. How you doing, buddy? Good to see ya.
Class level. Because just like greedy Americans, they're always wanting more. If they want more, we'll give them more.
Oh, Christian says if they want more, we'll give them more.
As WWE,
Yeah, I guess you could say I'm doing better right now there, Mr. Botch Guy. Doing better at the moment. Also, if the audio sounds like it's lower than normal, everyone, it's because WWE has been taking down, well, not taking down, but blocking the streams that have any WWE Network audio in it. So, like, it's got to be really, really low on my end. So if you can't really hear it, that's the reason why. But also, everyone, we've got a tweet right here from WrestleOps. Says PW Insider has confirmed that going forward, Rhea Ripley will now be considered a clear-cut babyface. It only took 4 months to finally get some clarity. So it sounds like Rhea Ripley is finally going to be settled on as a babyface. Like, F me, man. Why couldn't that have been decided when she was the women's champion? I don't know, 2 months ago? But it's about time. Better late than never. Here comes the Un-Americans. Christian, Lance Storm. Yeah, thanks, Botch Guy. I'm feeling all right here today, my man. Just some personal growth, you know? Got to get some personal growth going with this channel. If the channel's going to grow, I got to grow with it. Well, now they have nothing for her, probably. You know what? That's really accurate, Steve Taylor. They probably ran out of things to do with Rhea Ripley already and are like, okay, well, she's just going to be a good girl. Like, this is just me, okay? This is just me. If I'm looking at the character of Rhea Ripley, I would be looking at her and saying, okay, Nikki Cross has her number from back when they were doing the Beat the Clock challenge. Rhea Ripley just lost her women's championship. And now all of a sudden the lady that she lost the women's championship to beat her via disqualification, so she got screwed out of the championship. And then Nikki Cross cashes in. If I'm Rhea Ripley, I'm turning her heel. You know, if I'm the booker for Rhea Ripley, I'd be turning her heel at that point. I would not be keeping Rhea Ripley face. If you're going to be walking that line of Rhea Ripley face or heel, and they were doing that while she was the women's champion with an undefined character, the moment she loses that title, there's your catalyst. That's how you make her snap. Nikki Cross, this great good girl that everybody loves, boom, right there. Nikki Cross has beaten her in the Beat the Clock challenge. Rhea Ripley's pissed off that she lost the women's title, and now the lady that she lost the title to cheated to be done with her, and now she's out of the title picture. I would definitely use that as a catalyst to turn Rhea heel, not just keep her as a generic babyface, right? But we'll see what WWE does. Hey, Eve, how you doing? Good to see you in here, Eve. Good to see you. How you doing on this lovely Tuesday afternoon? What do you think, Eve? Because you're obviously a lot more well-rounded and versed when it comes to women's wrestling. You got your own damn brand for all of that matter, right? So what would you do with a character like Rhea Ripley, okay? Because Rhea Ripley, we saw her go from being the women's champion with an undefined character, kind of walking the line. You can say she was a tweener, right? Loses to Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair cheats to retain her title, and then Nikki Cross cashes in, and Charlotte Flair is all of a sudden not the women's champion, meaning Rhea Ripley should be essentially out of the women's title picture at that point. What would you do? Because it's rumored now that she is going to be turned clear-cut babyface. From WrestleOps on Twitter. What match we're on? We are on Goldust and Booker T versus the Un-Americans. Lance Storm. Man, what a great talent Lance Storm was. Oh, and Goldust just got launched. Goldust just got launched right out of that ring. They might want Rhea to be face in case they decide to bring Becky back as heel, and they might want to do Ripley versus Lynch at SummerSlam. But then all of a sudden you got to ask the question, why would they ever want to bring Becky Lynch back as heel? Nah, you got to get like a little bit out of a babyface Becky Lynch. You know, the man character is still very much over. She gave up the women's championship to Asuka, right? So she's got a claim to wanting to get her title back. I think you got to run babyface Becky for a little bit, and then after you see what you're looking at with Becky Lynch, which is why it's even more baffling that you have Rhea Ripley come full babyface. I don't know. This is just my thoughts, though, right? Maybe the WWE's got something in store for Rhea Ripley. If they do, great, because Rhea Ripley is a very unique character. Right hand, though, from Christian, just firing away on Goldust as the referee is distracted. Booker T is like, dude, turn around! Botch Guy says, I broke my W key. Has no button on it. LMAO. Oh, no. Oh, no, man. Oh, no. It's a good thing your name is not called the Watch Guy. Eve says, what would I do? I mean, I have a bias because Nikki's one of my close mates, so I can't say for sure that this wouldn't impact what I would do on a subconscious level. Fair enough. But we will see what Eve would do. But I like that, you know, confirming your bias potentially before you even say your opinion. I like that. I mean, we all love Nikki Cross, though. I think it's excellent that she's the women's champion. I really, really, really want to put that out here. I think it's excellent that Nikki Cross, Nikki ASH, is the women's champion. I love it, Botch Guy. I really love it. That's an excellent, excellent, excellent way to go into it, saying, I've got some bias, but here's my opinion. Like, beautiful. Love it. I wish more people were that honest. Whoa, King of Fate ruined Botch Guy in the live chat. Says, oh no, Botch Guy. Then again, it's not like you take W's anyways. Woo! Oh, shiz, man. Can I take you to the burn hospital for that one? Oh. God, you're going to need some ointment on that. What match am I watching right now? It is the Un-Americans versus Booker T and Goldust. You jerk butt. You forgot the K though, Botch Guy. Is your K button broken as well? Because right there you just said you jer butt. You jer butt. What I will say is I would make things a lot simpler. Like the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view match between Rhea and Charlotte was a mess. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view match was fantastic. This is because Rhea came out and immediately showed her role, smiled and gave high five to kids, etc., etc. So yeah, they officially started flipping her over to babyface there, Eve. It certainly seems like at the pay-per-view. That is when they started to slowly, really start to hone in on Rhea Ripley as that face. I just like that being the heel catalyst, you know, because like what I thought they were doing, okay, and this is what I legitimately thought WWE was going to do, because I thought they were trying to make a new star in Rhea Ripley, and they probably still are. You know, I'm not going to crap on WWE. Rhea Ripley's still going to be fine. She's a great character and she's incredibly young. She'll be fine. But what I thought they were going to try to do is I thought they were going to try to take the idea of Rhea Ripley emulating everything Charlotte Flair does. But in the end, it was going to be Rhea Ripley being the one who actually cheated to beat Charlotte Flair. That's kind of what I thought they were going to do. I was looking at it saying, okay, they're going to try to get Rhea Ripley over on Charlotte Flair, have her cheat to beat Charlotte Flair in some way, shape, or form, laying into the whole dirtiest player in the game, and then in the end, it would be the Money in the Bank cash-in from a good person on Rhea Ripley, who would kind of give her comeuppance because she cheated. You know, that's what I kind of thought. It would be one of those moments where Rhea Ripley screwed herself, sort of deal. But, you know, that's kind of how I thought the whole Money in the Bank cash-in was going to go that way. Steve Taylor said she did that at Hell in a Cell technically. Yeah, I thought they were going to go one step further and truly cement her as the heel and then have somebody cash in on her to kind of be like, hey, karma's a bitch, you know? And it could have worked, but you know what? They still they did it well with Nikki Cross. The moment was awesome with Nikki Ash, right? Oh yeah, this is not me complaining in any way, shape, or form. Nikki Ash cashing in on Charlotte Flair after Rhea Ripley attacking Charlotte Flair is just as cool of a story, you know? It's just not what I thought they were going to do, and if I was being honest, it's not what I would have done, but I still like that Nikki Ash is the women's champion. I really like that cash-in. And hell, she pinned Charlotte Flair and she beat Charlotte Flair and she beat Rhea Ripley in the Beat the Clock challenges just a few weeks ago. Like what, a month and a half ago, something like that? Maybe 2 months? And I would want it to keep that role for going for Rhea because, well, yes, it could be a catalyst for Rhea going villain. They've been so messy in that character's presentation. They need to be consistent now. Lack of consistency means a lack of long-term emotional attachment. Thus, actions have less of an effect. That's cool. That's great insight there, Eve. Great insight. So you're, just to kind of reiterate here for the people in the live chat, what Eve is saying essentially, and I don't want to paraphrase for you. If people really want to know what you said, just read his comments. But essentially, he's saying that, hey, Rhea Ripley is starting to get over as a babyface because she is going out there smiling, giving high fives to the children and all this stuff, and she was getting a bit of a positive reaction, so why take that away at this point? And I also understand that. I do understand it. If they're getting positive reactions, you know, you might as well try to lean into it. And then you can save that catalyst in the future if you truly wanted to. Oh, what a kick from Booker T to the cover, but the referee is down 2, 3. It would have been over. Lance Storm goes to swing for the fences with the title, but Goldust counters that one, and Booker T and Goldust just punching. Man, Booker T and Goldust were incredibly over. Hey, Big Tiger, how you doing, my man? What a crazy week for wrestling, though, honestly, says Botch Guy. It really is. The hype is back, no doubt about it. It's over. The Un-Americans retain. Eve says, well, yes, it would be a great idea to have a stack of villains for Nikki. You got to think long-term, and there was a big part of the audience that wants to get behind her. So who's the baby after Nikki? Okay, I gotcha. So you're using the idea that Nikki is kind of like the main baby face for the next little bit as they continue to develop the Rhea Ripley character underneath the card. And I like that idea, except for I don't know who the villain is that she goes up against underneath, like, you know, Charlotte Flair. Lacey Evans is gone. Eva Marie. Yeah. I guess you can do Eva Marie and Doudrop, right? Like, I guess that could be a feud, but they seem to be involved with Alexa Bliss. I guess you could have Alexa, because she is kind of acting as a tweener. You can put her as babyface or heel against anybody. They could do Shayna. They could do Shayna. They could do Nia. Yeah, Shayna and Nia. You know what? That's probably the next one, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably the next one. Shayna and Nia versus Rhea. They'll do some sort of swapping of matches, and then maybe Rhea Ripley needs a tag team partner. I don't know. Maybe Asuka tags with Rhea Ripley for a little bit. Then Asuka and Rhea Ripley go after the tag team titles, you know, to take it from Natalya and Tamina. Then eventually you have that match again between Asuka and Rhea Ripley. That might be the way they go. That actually might very well be the way they go. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be my guess. If WWE's booking that, they're going to do Nia and Shayna. And then eventually Rhea's going to need a tag team partner. That's going to give Asuka something to do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that works. Shayna and Rhea do have history. Yeah, okay, that's how they would do it. I can see why they kept her babyface then, because they need something for Nia and Shayna to do because they just split from Reginald. Okay, yeah, that's what they're going to do. At least I think. Big Tiger says maybe Raquel loses tonight and gets called up and starts feuding with Nikki. I don't think so. No, Raquel is still a little bit away. They are doing essentially what they did with Murphy and Blake, with Raquel holding on to the women's championship. They are trying to get her over by her being a champion. And the goal, I think, eventually is to have a match between Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Here comes Mr. Chris Benoit. All right. Oh. C is trying to get blocked again. Oh, man, yeah, I already blocked that C jerk over there, you know. And C Wrestling's not even in this live stream anymore. You guys might be able to see him, but I blocked him. He's gone. Like, no. I'm joking. C, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. The C-U-N-T. Yeah, justice for Khan. What are you guys talking about? Justice for C? C ended up getting me repping the ETL for the entire stream yesterday. No, what are you talking about, justice for C? Justice for Khan. The Con Man got conned, man. Con Man got conned, comma, man. I'm not saying it's what they're going to do, just going with what I would do and always think long term, not short term. Pardon the phrase, don't shoot your load on the foreplay, you know? Oh, I love that. Yes. Don't shoot your load on the foreplay. All right. That's great. That's a great way to reference WWE a little bit and how you book wrestling, isn't it? Oh, man. Oh, man. Botch Guy says, by the way, I have noticed a small uptick in WWE claims recently. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to have to keep monitoring this landscape, everybody. Eventually, someday, it's unfortunate, but someday I'm probably going to have to get rid of all background audio, and you're just going to have to listen to the stream like this. It's probably going to have to happen someday, but until that day ends up happening, Conman's still going to try to bring the best streams that he possibly can. It would just sound a little bit weird. You know, you want to try to sync up your live streams, and the only way you can do that is by hearing something. What's my favorite part about this week? Oh, God. This week. So if we say from Tuesday to last Tuesday, favorite part this week, probably the first 12 minutes of SmackDown, where the fans were back and just, it was so incredibly hyped. I also really, really, really loved the whole Money in the Bank presentation. I thought that was one of their best shows they've put on in a long time. It just had such a special vibe to it. Monday Night Raw was good. You know what? Monday Night Raw was solid enough. I enjoyed it. There's a few things. What it was for me, there was 3 things in a row that just really, really rubbed me the wrong way. And I was not a fan of those 3 things. You guys know I'm just not a giant fan of Goldberg, all right? I haven't been. I've seen him wrestle live. I was there at Survivor Series 2016 in Toronto. I saw him wrestle live for 1 minute and 26 seconds. I paid big money to be there, and he was only there for 1 minute 26. It rubbed me the wrong way. From there, I just was never really interested in Goldberg again. Some people say that I have said in the past that I like Goldberg. It's entirely possible that I have said that in the past, but my current mindset is that he's just not really somebody that I want to see anymore in 2021, even though he has done some stuff for the business. I'm not crapping on Goldberg. He's just not a person that I truly want to see. Then it was the return of Keith Lee, which I thought was awesome, getting presented up against the WWE champion. I didn't like how he got pinned fairly quickly against Bobby Lashley, but it did put over Bobby Lashley, so I could accept that there. And the thing that I truly didn't like was just the presentation of Karrion Kross. I know a lot of people were going to come back and they were going to say, like, oh, it's just the story. And yeah, it's the story. But is it okay for me to say that I was not a fan of the initial presentation of Karrion Kross? It might be a thing that they are going to use as a catalyst to bring in Scarlett. You know, he lost without Scarlett, so now he needs that person to refocus him again, brings up Scarlett, and then the gang is back together on the main roster. So that could be the direction for Karrion Kross, and I'm willing to let it play out. I just didn't enjoy the initial presentation. I didn't like how they made him so generic by giving him a catchphrase that was forced, by making him say, everyone's gonna fall and pray, as opposed to TikTok, because TikTok is what got him over down in NXT. So just a few things that I was not a fan of last night on Monday Night Raw that happened in a row. And other than that, you know, I thought the show was really quite entertaining. I truly do. That's loud.
CUNT chant is always here on the Conman 167 FTL crew. CUNT, hashtag justice for Con.
Oh, yeah. See you next Tuesday, C Wrestling. It's too bad, man. It's too bad that our Wednesday podcast isn't on a Tuesday, because then I could literally say that, well, see you next Tuesday. Oh, big back elbow there from Chris Benoit, knocking down Rob Van Dam. This is for the Intercontinental Championship. Alexander Hobula, that will be the long-term plan, says Eve. Brock Lesnar should return and challenge Bobby Lashley. Yeah, you know what? I was definitely behind the idea of building up Bobby Lashley for a match against Brock Lesnar, and I still very much am. If this is just going to be Bobby Lashley going over Goldberg to get him even more over en route to Brock Lesnar, I can be okay with it. It's just, again, I'm just over Goldberg. I really am. You know, I'm just over him. I haven't enjoyed his stuff, really, since he came back. And maybe I enjoyed it a little bit in 2016, that run going up against Brock Lesnar, with Brock Lesnar getting the title back. Maybe I can say I enjoyed it enough. It was shocking, don't get me wrong, but I think at that point, once we saw the small, like, you know, the really quick matches that Brock Lesnar and Goldberg really started to make famous, I was kind of over the finisher matches, and it continued for a long time around the WWE Championship. Hell, even to the point where Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar in like 5 minutes for the WWE title. You know, for me, the WWE title is a big showcase, and I would like for it to be big matches, not just a moment that pops people. And that's kind of why I'm a little over Goldberg, because Goldberg matches are just moments that pop people. Granted, this is not me crapping on him. I understand why Goldberg is a massive draw, and I understand why WWE has him on their product. It's just, it was not something that I am really overly excited to see. That is all. Oh, crossface. The crippler crossface is in. This might be all over. This might be all she wrote for Rob Van Dam. Yeah, that's fair there. That's fair there, Eve. Very fair, because you know what? I want to say when he took the title from Kevin Owens, that cut it off for me. I could deal with seeing like a Riddle versus Goldberg match in the middle of the card. I could deal with that. If they wanted to build up Riddle as a legitimate star, why is that not a thing? Why does it have to be around the title? I think that's where I'm over him with. That's a good way. That's a good point. And we know Goldberg is here to lose. Yeah, it just takes a bit of the magic out. And look, I get it. Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg will draw. It will draw. Oh, it will draw for SummerSlam. It's just, I think you have enough other matches on that card that you could have used Goldberg in another position that could have been a draw as well. Riddle versus Goldberg would have drawn as well. It would have. Uh-oh. Oh, over the top and down goes RVD, selling the left arm. Well, let me ask you guys here in the live chat, are you over Goldberg? Let me say, are you over main event Goldberg? All right, here's your poll, everyone. Yes or no? Are you over main event Goldberg? Vote right there in the live chat. Oh, what a shoulder breaker. You want to use Goldberg in 2021, then use him to get a mid-carder up, maybe a tag so he can go over in one-on-one, give the rub to Wrestler X, then have him do singles following the tag angle. How entertaining. Like, look, I know we've got the odd couple of Randy Orton and Riddle right now, but how damn entertaining would it have been an odd couple of Goldberg and Riddle as a tag team? Think about it. How much fun would that be? That is the use of Goldberg. Not in the main event, not coming back saying, I'm next! Oh, yeah, all right, cool. You just skipped the whole damn line. What is my favorite fish to catch? So, I love fishing for pickerel. That's my fish that I love to eat up at my cottage. The lake is stocked with pickerel. Walleye for you Americans. Love fishing pickerel. If I was to say what's my favorite type of fish to catch, I would probably have to say pike are really, really fun because they just put up such a fight. Bass are really fun because they jump out of the water, right? If we're talking freshwater, if we're talking saltwater, I've only been deep sea fishing 2 times and only caught one type of fish when I've been out deep sea fishing, and that was cobia. Cobia are bottom feeder fish that rise to the surface for about a 2 to 3 week period per year, and we went out during that 2 to 3 week period. And you don't fish with your line in the water. You actually drive around in the ocean on the boat, and you wait until you see this floating brown spot, and you cast your line right by it. Really cool, really fun way to fish. And it bites it most of the time because they're so hungry. We caught 4 cobia when me and my dad went deep sea fishing, had a 5th on the line and lost it. But the cobia that came in, no joke. This isn't going to be very, in reference of me, probably from my chin here to about my pelvic bone sort of area. About that big, these cobia. They were massive, man. They were some big fish, biggest fish I've ever caught. What did we have? Did we have a 65 pounder and we had a 48 pounder? I want to say, and I can't remember what the other 2, but I believe the 48 was the smallest and the 65 was the largest. Oh, man. Bass for sure. They jump. Yeah, dude. Bocce, are you a fisherman? Are you a country boy? I'm a country boy. I got my 4-wheel drive. King of Fate says, Khan, saw ya in a John Cena return reaction compilation. Cool. Eve says, I'd have done Goldberg carrying Cross. That's cool. I'm a little nervous for Cross right now. Bocce, we'll have to go out fishing someday if we're ever able to line it up where I'm out in BC or you're out here in Ontario. We'll have to try to line that up someday. Yeah, the thing with Cross right now, I'm nervous for him. Really, really nervous because he has the NXT Championship and he was not even remotely presented in the same way that Kevin Owens was presented when he was called up. Kevin Owens is the best NXT champion presented on the main roster to date, without a doubt in my mind. And I felt like they could have done something similar for Karrion Kross. And he's kind of, I don't want to use dead on arrival because he's not dead on arrival, but it's very similar to that feeling to when Keith Lee got called up. And Keith Lee just had all of his momentum sucked out of the building because there was just a few things that weren't quite working. So I'm a little nervous for Kross right now on the main roster. We'll see how it goes over the next few weeks, right? Whisper Gaming says, people only like Kross because of Scarlett. I disagree. I think that a lot of people like what Kross brings to the main event scene. They like Scarlett because it's something different for his act, as opposed to just some big sweaty man holding onto the title. It's a big sweaty man with a really hot girl by his side, you know? So I think that just adds something to his game. And also Scarlett is such a unique character as well. I really hope that they bring Scarlett back up, but I do think Karrion Kross still has value without Scarlett. You know, I don't think that he's dead without Scarlett, but he definitely is lacking a little bit of something that he has in NXT. So we'll see if they end up bringing her up at a later time. I feel like they will. I really feel like they will. Right? Like, I think it would be way too easy to bring her up, right? Like, it just feels so easy unless they have plans on her actually wrestling in NXT or being a manager for someone else in NXT. But they also might want her. You know, she showed that she can draw a lot of money in Impact Wrestling. She understands the business. I'm not even a big fan of Cross, but I can see he has something. You can mark it and he's believable. So imagine Goldberg making Cross the new big badge, you know? Someone that's full-time and younger. Yeah, I mean, hey, if they want to lean into Karrion Kross, I'm all for it. You guys know that I've been a big fan of Karrion Kross in NXT. I know that a lot of people are starting to turn on him. They wanted Gargano to win. They wanted Cole to win. They wanted anybody to win over Karrion Kross. I think that Karrion Kross is the guy. He is one of those guys who screams megastar, screams main event. He has the look, he has the appeal, and he did have the girl and entrance with him. So if they want to lean into that, they've got something big with Karrion Kross. They really do. It's all about presentation, right? And you can present Karrion Kross as a star. It's just whether they choose to or not. I would say Karrion Kross has probably the biggest main event level star potential out of anybody in the last 2.5 years to come out of NXT. I think that's a fair statement. In terms of true main event level stardom, you could build him up as a mega heel, put him over, and be the guy who just dismantles through the roster. You could see him going up against Drew McIntyre. You could see him coming up against Roman Reigns. You can see him going up against Seth Rollins. You can see him going up against Brock Lesnar. You can see him going up against Goldberg. You can see him going up against Bobby Lashley. You know, all these matches all of a sudden with Karrion Kross in them feel legit. So they have something with him. He maybe isn't the best in the ring, and he isn't going to deliver 5-star matches every single time. But let me ask you something. How familiar does that sound? When it comes to main event talent, how familiar does that sound? Hulk Hogan comes immediately to mind. John Cena immediately to mind. Triple H, even though he had some really good matches, he also worked a much slower pace in the main event. Triple H, very similar. You know, he's a big dude. Rob Van Dam retains. Or sorry, not retains, and new. Rob Van Dam wins. But yeah, they've just got a lot of potential there with Karrion Kross. They can present him in a way that will just look really solid. Yeah, you could see him going up against Orton as well. Yeah. Definitely can. Hey, Sedlak, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, I loved how Rob Van Dam rotated his body. I believe you have a story with Rob Van Dam, do you not there, Mr. Eve Wrestling? I can't remember that story. Oh, wait, maybe it was the Brian Kendrick story. No, never mind. I'm getting them confused, aren't I? Getting the potheads confused. That's not a shot at him at all. Wow, that sucks, man. Steve Taylor says, it feels like he's missing so much right now. Scarlett's gone, the entrance has been watered down, and last night the crowd wasn't into him. He's fixable, but they have to invest in him. They really have to invest into him, absolutely. Yeah, haven't worked with RVD. Gotcha. Who's the, do you mind me asking this, Eve? Who would you say is the biggest star that you have worked with? Yeah, Ghostface, I'm doing fine, buddy. If you don't mind me asking that. We'll chat tomorrow, Mr. Botch Guy. We have a lot to talk about on the Unnamed Wrestling Podcast right here at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Myself, Botch Guy, and C Wrestling going to chat, of course, Money in the Bank. We're going to chat the bet of ETL, FTL. There's so much to talk about tomorrow right here on this channel, my friends. Right here on the channel. Guys, can you imagine? Can you imagine right now if the Un-Americans ran in 2021? Can you imagine how heated this would be in 2021? There's not a chance that would happen, right? You work at 10 a.m. tomorrow? Oh, crap, dude. Oh, man. All right. So is it just me and C? All right, it's just me and C wrestling tomorrow then. Well, shit. Okay. Remember, Botch Guy, Wednesdays, gotta let us know. But I guess that is you letting me know. Here comes Test. Gotcha. Depends on who people think is a star and when people watched. I mean, I've worked with a lot of today's WWE, AEW rosters, so a lot would say them. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. What? So 10 a.m., 11, 12, 1, that's 1. No, we can't do it earlier. Shoot. I grew up in the 80s, 90s, so to me, Bret Hart. Oh, yeah, Bret Hart. Dude, you just say Bret Hart. Just say Bret Hart. Oh, he's the biggest star you've worked with then. If yeah, no, it's Bret Hart. It's totally Bret Hart. Canadian legend, man. Unless you got like Undertaker with you or Shawn Michaels or Triple H or something like that. I'm going to go ahead and say Bret Hart's probably the biggest damn star. That's so cool, man. All right, Botch Guy. No worries, man. So it will be me and C wrestling tomorrow, chatting about this week in wrestling. Botch Guy says casino secrets equal don't go to the casino. But it's so fun. No, I know the house always wins. The house always wins. I've told you my story about Vegas, right? People that follow modern day Japanese wrestlers, they'd say Kota Ibushi. Well, I mean, Kota Ibushi's big. Do not get me wrong. Oh, massive. Kota Ibushi is freaking huge, man. Not so cool that you've worked with him. But it's Bret Hart. It's Bret Hart. If we're talking biggest star. Look, I could walk down the street and I could say, hey, do you guys know who Bret Hart is? And everybody would be like, yeah. Maybe it's just because I'm Canadian, but everyone knows who Bret Hart is here. Like, everyone. The Hitman. But you know what? Actually, you know what, dude? Let me get out of my Canadian mindset. What you just said is so true. If you follow Japanese wrestling, and maybe if you were in Japan, you would be saying Kota Ibushi. Yeah. Holy cow, I just was very much small mindset right there, wasn't I? I'm totally looking at it from a Canadian perspective. If I was in Japan, I would probably say somebody else. No, that's totally, yeah, wow. Let me get out of my small town mindset here. Hey, Trenton Pinkard, thank you so much, my friend, for your $1 donation. Appreciate you. Oh my God, Undertaker up and over a deep arm drag, plants Test down into the mat. In an alternate world, the Hitman Adam Page and the Hangman Bret Hart. Sounds good. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Like, I grew up with Bret Hart as my favorite wrestler, so having him work for me was kind of surreal. But at the same time, I was like, I'm at work. So that I didn't take the time to appreciate it. At the time, I mean. But still, that's so cool that you have that story. Did you ever end up getting, like, a photograph with him or something? James Perez asking, Eve has a wrestling promotion. Yes. Yes, he does. And Eve, Riot Girls of Wrestling, has a giant show coming up, everybody. Huge, 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 huge show, which we are going to be streaming on this channel on August 27th. Wrestle Queendom 4 is going down, everyone. August 27th. All right, we'll be live here on this channel. We'll be covering it. I can't wait to see it, Eve. I'm so pumped for this show. I don't know any of the storylines going into it, but I'm going to enjoy it as a wrestling fan. Hey, Eve, do you mind me asking, where is it going to be streamed on? Is it going to be like Fight TV? Is it going to be Facebook Live? Is it going to be YouTube paid per view? Like, what is it going to be here? Let me give the proper plug to everybody in this live chat. And do you know roughly how much your pay-per-view is going to be? So that we can plug it away. Doesn't matter about the price. I'm still buying it. We're still watching it together here. It's going to be a fun time. Del Mar says, I see WWE making Liv Morgan and Zelina Vega a tag team soon. Interesting. Interesting. Man, that's unfortunate, Eve. Really unfortunate, but great memories, I'm assuming. Yeah, hey, look, you're an uber professional then. A true professional, which is cool to see. Oh, that's so cool, Eve. Used to ring announce the shows as well. Oh, and a big clothesline right there, down into the ground goes Undertaker. And the dead man looking like a broken man against Test right now. The American Badass, not so badass right now. Back and forth, though. Big clothesline. Man, Test, they were really trying to put Test over here, weren't they? Cool. So Wrestle Queendom 4 will be streamed live on YouTube. Half will be free, half will be to members only. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So it's like what? Your basic membership is $4.99 a month? Is that what it is? And do you have members only streams for other events after this coming up? Because that sounds like a great idea. So that will be streamed over on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/ProWrestlingEve. There we go, everyone. So we'll be sure to get everyone over there. So that means half of the show you'll be able to watch for free. And the other half, if you like it that damn much, you're going to be able to become a member over there. And you're going to be able to keep on watching. Get to support Wrestling Eve over there. Like, God, man, that's a great idea. I love that. Oh, and a back body drop there from Undertaker. Alexander Harbula asking me, do I know Brandon does everything? I've heard of his channel quite a bit, but I've never really interacted with him. I think it's $8.99 per month, but yeah, we're uploading all of our shows, and all our future shows will... Sign me up. Sign me up. Let me be a member over there. I'm going to go get my membership right now, everyone. So Eve Riot Girls of Wrestling. Let's get this. Let's get our membership activated over there. Because that's a great deal. $9 for that. And it's excellent wrestling, guys. And I'm not just putting Eve over because Eve is in this live chat. No, I actually sat there and I was recommended, I want to say probably 8 months ago, to watch Wrestle Queendom 1. And I watched it. And it was one of the best events I've seen in a long time. Like, it was so entertaining when I watched it. Granted, I watched it during the middle of the pandemic era, so seeing live crowds again was really, really reinvigorating. But the talent is there. The booking is there. It was just very entertaining. So, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. But here we go. It's $14.99 a month for Canadians. Okay. All right. Well, Eve, I'm going to support another wrestling promotion. Eve, for $15 a month, I am going to get my money's worth. So the channel is going to have our back catalog on there too. Literally uploading more at the moment.
whilst I've got you on and we're talking, I'm editing and rendering. Hard worker. Awesome. So this is what the Eve on Demand thing says. You get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, priority replies to comments, exclusive members only videos. New videos remain available to watch anytime with episodes matches added every single week. But there we go, guys. $15 a month. More than my network subscription, but it's worth it to support a fellow YouTube wrestling promotion, I guess is the best way to put it. I like your work, Eve, so let's support you. Perks unlocked. Woo! Unlocked over 20 members only posts. Yeah, baby. Cool. Beautiful. I will be definitely checking some of that stuff out over there. And what's really cool is that everything I have seen from Eve, it's basically like, I don't mean to say a predecessor to WWE because, like, obviously it's not affiliated with WWE, but a lot of the people that have come through there. Oh, look at that, paying the support back. Love that. Love that. Wrestling fans supporting each other. Thank you so much, Eve. I'm going to sing the cringiest song in the world right there. Oh, man. You got that little green badge beside your name. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Sweet knees are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Woo! Just the worst singing in the world. I sound like a dying goose, a con goose, if you will. But I love that. Thank you so very much there. Tombstone Pile Driver to test. And folks, I think this match is over. 2. Yes, it is. But what was I saying there? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my money's worth. Gonna have to watch some events, and it seems like you guys are like almost like a predecessor to WWE in a way, because a lot of people that come through your promotion seem to end up making it to the show. So that's huge, man. You got some eyes for talent right over there. And make sure to check the members only video section. Didn't you get your video taken down last night for the Sweet Knees track? That was for Money in the Bank, and the Sweet Knees track, yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that. I still have that hooked up. I don't know why it got blocked. It's the first time ever I've had a video get blocked for Sweet Knees, but also, it's really weird the reason why the video is still blocked. So YouTube right now is still processing the video, because I edited out the 15-second Sweet Knees thing. So when I edited that out, all of a sudden YouTube kept processing the video, and it hasn't it hasn't finished processing for whatever reason. So I'm sitting there with a blocked video with 60,000 views that I can't get anything off of. Really sucks. It was my most viewed video in like the last, God, like year and a half. It was more viewed than WrestleMania. Maybe in the future, Big Tiger. It's just to help him stand out in this live chat so I can see him come in, and when he's in here, when we can chat with him and all that. Brutal, right? Brutal, the limited ads. I'm very lucky that I'm a live streamer and that we earn super chat off of these live streams, because once the streams finish, my videos are almost instantly demonetized. Like you know what? Actually, we've been doing well recently. You know what? Oh, wait, no, I'm lying. I'm lying right there. No, I'm lying. There we go. Let me show you this, guys. This is what my videos look like. So you can see right here to the right side of the screen, it says ineligible, and that means there is some sort of song that got picked up or something that demonetized the video or something like that. But ineligible, 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 ineligible. Hey, look at that. Ineligible, 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 ineligible. Hey, look at that. Ineligible. Hey, look at that. Ineligible, 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 ineligible. So essentially, guys, once these live streams finish, I don't earn anything off of them. And that's a little difficult with it being my job and all, but it's because we've got such amazing people throughout these live streams that keep the channel rolling every single week.
So here's Shawn Michaels, Triple H. So you guys were saying this is one of the best matches, like top 5, you're saying, in WWE history? I've never seen it. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, unsanctioned. Wow. Yo, you must... Paige, you had Paige. Did you? You had Paige in her early years. Like, did you ever work with her mom as well? Because I know that they're pretty legendary over there, right? Across the pond. They're pretty legendary, that family. But that's so cool. The final of the first Eve Championship tournament was Paige versus Nikki Ash. So how long have you been in the business, Eve? Or how long has Eve Riot Girls of Wrestling been around? And how long have you yourself been in the business? Oh, Triple H's turn on Shawn Michaels. You first met Paige when she was 9. Wow. Wow. It's incredible. So was this a huge catalyst of Triple H turning, like, becoming a really dastardly heel? Oh my God.
I know for sure that the guy jumped me from behind.
Shawn, I swear to you, and I swear in front of all these people, I'm gonna find out who did this to you. Find out who did this? That person is a marked man.
Who was it? Was it Triple H? It was Triple H that did it to Shawn. It was you, Hunter. You're damn right it was me, Shawn.
I recognize that I'm not
Wow, this build. Paige started wrestling essentially before she was born. Because isn't it true that her mother took bumps with Paige in the womb? Isn't that true? I've been in the business since October 2000. That's when I began training. I ran my first show on July 13th, 2002, and I ran my first Eve show in May of 2010. That's so cool. You've been around. You've been around the business for quite some time. Man, you must have so much knowledge about it. Man, Triple H was one big dude. Like, that's a lot of muscle on just one man, isn't it? Triple H was bulked up to all hell. Cool stuff. So this is after his 4-year absence as well. Oh, wow, I didn't know that part. So is this Shawn Michaels' comeback match? Hang on, I need to get some backstory for this one. SummerSlam 2002. So, background, SummerSlam, storylines, So, another feud heading into SummerSlam was between Shawn Michaels and Triple H. At Vengeance, Michaels returned after being out of wrestling due to a back injury for 4 years. Triple H was given the choice of deciding which brand he would appear for, Raw or SmackDown, and Michaels helped him decide by offering them to reform D-Generation X on the Raw brand. Triple H chose to go to the Raw brand, but on the July 22nd episode of Raw, as Michaels and Triple H were in the middle of reforming DX, Triple H turned on Michaels by nailing him with the pedigree. On the July 29th episode of Raw, Michaels was found in the parking lot laying motionless following an ambush. He was also bleeding from the head due to someone putting his head through a car window. On the August 5th edition of Raw, a security camera revealed it to be Triple H that had been behind the attack all along. Triple H told Michaels that he did it to prove a point that Michaels was weak. Michaels told Triple H that he wasn't 100%, but he would still face him at SummerSlam. On the August 19th edition of Raw, the general manager Eric Bischoff announced an unsanctioned street fight between Triple H and Michaels for SummerSlam. Later that night, Michaels interfered in Triple H's non-title match with The Rock and assaulted Triple H. All right. So there you go. There's the backstory. This is Shawn Michaels' return after 4 years. So this has got to be similar to like when Daniel Bryan came back for us, right? The hype that would have been around it of Shawn Michaels' return. Yo, you learned from Robbie Brookside? Robbie, man. Robbie Brookside's an excellent trainer from everything I have heard. Obviously, I don't know. I've never been trained at all, and I think I've mentioned this before in the past, and I'm going to say it again. I don't ever expect myself to truly be trained in the art of professional wrestling. I don't think I'm cut out for it. I think I am, I sit behind a microphone for a reason, right? But what I would love to do someday is I would love to actually take a bump to experience what the wrestlers go through, because what they put their bodies through. We talk about storylines, we talk about all this stuff, but at the end of the day, they put their bodies through literal hell, and I want to have a deeper sense of appreciation for that. So that is my goal someday, to actually take a bump in a wrestling ring, a legitimate wrestling ring, and do the whole slap my hands back, tuck my chin, hit my back on the mat, like all that. I want to do that. I want to feel it. I want to hurt from it, basically, and I want to get that deeper sense of appreciation. Reason being, WWE presented Shawn's return in a bigger way than Bryan. They could have made it a bigger deal, just as big of a deal, but for whatever reason, you know. Wasn't it because they brought him back because he was willing to go wrestle somewhere else? And he was going to, because he had been cleared by his own personal doctor, but he wasn't cleared by WWE doctors. So are we getting a thunderstorm again? We totally are. So then Daniel Bryan got cleared eventually by WWE doctors, but they didn't want to put him in an actual one-on-one match. They wanted him to be in a tag match, just in case something went wrong, I think, right? They didn't have the trust in Daniel Bryan. They didn't trust that Daniel Bryan was completely 100% back and healthy. And I get why they were so nervous about it. Obviously, a lot has changed, you know, in the WWE when it comes to concussion protocol and head injuries, right? Wow, is that ever raining? One sec. Wowzers, everyone. It is really, really coming down out there. We got hail coming down. Holy cow. All right, then. Oh, I get you, Riot. Says, what I meant is that Charlotte and Taya were both trained by the same people for the WWE system. Didn't work for Taya, but it did for Charlotte. Yeah, that was 100% a factor, but he must have passed a wellness because they are 100% sticklers for that, as they should be. Yeah, definitely as they should be. It is really coming down. Just want to